founder of Purple Co and JoMuirhead.com, with the third video in this series explaining the Book of Evidence and how this can transform not only your life but the lives of your clients. If you haven't watched the previous two videos, now is the time to go and do that. You'll find the links to them in the text box below this video. This is where I explain to you the philosophy and the purpose of the book. I'm now on a mission to get this book into the hands of as many people as I can. Since I've started letting people know that an actual book exists, the orders for this has gone amazing. I've just finished completing an order for a mentor who has purchased 12 for her private clients. And people were purchasing this book before I even had a shopping cart made, which was awesome because I got to learn how to make a shopping cart online. But this whole process and all these people who are so excited to have their own copy has really made my heart sing. So we know that when we focus on what is negative, what has been bad in the past, this colours and affects our attitudes, our beliefs and our actions. We know this for our clients and we know this for ourselves. We don't always remember this for ourselves, but we know it. Am I right?
Your book of evidence, using it every day. So I'm curious to know, how often have you or someone you know had to prepare for a performance review or are applying for a promotion? What if you collected and stored the results, the praise, the thank yous that you had received throughout your career and work life? What if you had this evidence ready to go when it comes to writing your next job application or asking for a raise? After all, an employer isn't going to collect everything for you, are they? They don't hear about all of the excellent things you have done day to day. Are you stuck in a job that you don't like? And are you struggling to know what to do next? Well, while you're engaged with a career coach, why don't you collect all the evidence that tells you why this job has been great and what you have learned and what you have achieved? And while you're at it, why not go over the last 10 years of your work history and reflect on the same? Collect the emails, the performance appraisals, the notes. Are you an entrepreneur who doesn't have a performance review or KPIs to be accountable to? What if, instead of lamenting over what didn't occur, the sales you didn't make, the marketing that didn't lead to sales, the clients who withdrew from your services, the financial investment that didn't pay, what about the difficulties of juggling all of the hats you wear? What if you focused instead the evidence of the clients who said thank you, the marketing that did lead to sales, the sales conversations that made you feel alive and awesome, the day when everything just worked and you felt powerful and amazing? Are you caring for your family and take on the responsibility for raising your children or caring for others? Do you somehow feel less than because of this role? Why not record the evidence that shows you that without you, your children wouldn't have the exposure, the experiences, the love that you have helped create? That without you making the sacrifice wouldn't be honouring the people you have been given to care for and to serve? What if you could wake up tomorrow and have in front of you the evidence that tells you, yes, you can? I can tell you what will happen. Your yes you can will turn into so I did. How do I know? Well, this has been my experience and the experience of many, many clients. Some of these stories I've shared in the previous two videos. Would you like to see one of these books? Here's a book of evidence for you. Now, how did this come about? In 2011, I was part of something incredible. I was working with a business mentor and had just met a room full of women who were just like me. I was so inspired to have met my people. In 5 days we spent together. It was incredible. This was my first real taste at being mentored, and I cherished the time I spent with these women. I guess you know what it's like when you're surrounded by people who inspire you and bring out the best in you. Well, that certainly occurred for me, and this is how the concept of the Book of Evidence was born. I remember sitting on the floor having done some pretty intense reflecting when I simply stated, I know what we need. We need a book of evidence. It was a random exclamation in the room, but hey, that's me. Since then, I've worked with a couple of people to help bring this concept to life. This has not been easy because I want the book to be unique, to be like a well-worn pair of jeans, to become something that makes you feel like you do when you've had a delicious cup of coffee on a cold winter's day, or when you've come out of the ocean from your first swim of summer. You know that feeling when your heart is so full of love? That's what I've wanted to create. For the past 4 years, I've been hand making these myself to use with clients. I have painstakingly copy and pasted, using scissors and glue, into pre-made notebooks for clients. And while these have been well received and appreciated, I wanted to do something more. So I've been to executive management meetings when I've seen a client with their book of evidence in the room with them. I know of a senior manager who wanted to break through into executive who used her book of evidence to keep a record of her accomplishments to use in a promotional discussion, and with success. I have had clients who have experienced horrendous injuries who have used their book of evidence to remind them of just how much they are accomplishing as they rehabilitate and learn to live their lives again. So after many a conversation with printers all over the world, the awesome Louise Griffiths finally found a small family-owned company in the Philippines who were able to not only print the book but create the book as well. And they have produced something that I love. When I opened the box of the first printed copies, I teared up. In all honesty, these books have totally exceeded my expectations.
Now you have one place to collect all this great evidence, just one place. Now it's small enough to be carried in a handbag, a man bag, or pretty much any other type of bag. I actually know it's being kept in someone's glove box as they travel around rural South Australia. This person works fairly isolated, and she pulls out her book every so often to ensure that she knows she's doing good stuff. Now this book is not about being a bestseller. It's not about a positioning exercise. This is about getting a simple philosophy into the hands of as many people who could benefit from it as possible. This has taken me 4 years to bring to fruition. No more paper, no more scissors, no more glue. I now have this gorgeous leather-bound book that I can take with me, that I can share with others and make the world come alive with the goodness of one person. If every person could share this concept and this book with one other person, we would be the change we want to see in this world. Now it's easy to order your very own copy of a book of evidence. Simply click on the link below. But before it even arrives, start collecting your own evidence. Have it ready to go into the book as soon as it arrives. This is Jo from Purple Co. and founder of jomuirhead.com.